Hey, what it is, what it do, what it be. You know what it is. Welcome once again. Yes, guys, it is that time of the week. Welcome to the I Am the Possible podcast experience, the place where possibilities become perspective. Yes, that is the place. This is the place. You know who I is. I is your host, Terrell C. W. Lynch, Mr. What? I am your self-worth specialist. And before we get into today's experience, you know what time it is. My favorite time. It is time to pause for the cause. And you are that cause. You are the reason I do what I do. You are my why. You are why I do what I do. And I just want to thank you. Thank you so much for rocking with me once again in the I Am the Possible universe, aka the I Am the Possible University. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your presence truly is the greatest present that any of you guys could ever give me. So thank you. All right, guys, this week I'm so excited to jump into today's episode and experience. Today we're talking progress. We're talking progress, man. We're taking it easy this week, right? And what I mean by taking it easy is we are we're not gonna get overly creative. Sometimes you got to go back to the basics. Now, that's not to say that we are not going to have a good time. That's not to say that we're not going to come into the knowledge of some amazing perspectives and principles. It's just to say, yo, man, let's relay the foundation, right? Sometimes the foundation can get laid and then we kind of get away from the foundation, right? We kind of drift a little bit, right? And today is bricklaying time. Let's lay the bricks again. Let's lay the foundation again. Are you someone who simply wants to make a little progress? It's not a big deal. It's not like I'm trying to go from 0 to 60. I'm not trying to run a marathon tomorrow and I haven't, walked a mile, right? It's this episode is dedicated to the man, to the woman who is simply saying, you know what? I want to make some progress. I just want to start to be more consistent. I just want to start to see some change. Now, I'm going to use a bigger example and a bigger context to really hone in on the principles of any progress. Okay, so I want to kind of state that up front. We're going to be talking big things, but it's going to give insight and it's going to be applicable to the everyday, incremental, right? Sustainable, simple progress. Because everyone's not trying to, again, take on the world and conquer the world. Some people, man, we just want to make progress. We just want to feel like we're moving forward in life, like we're not stuck, like we're not in a rut, like we're not in a funk. We just want to know, you know what? Today, I'm better than I was yesterday. And my hope is that tomorrow, I'm going to be a little better than I am today. I remember one of my mentors, shout out to my man, Josh Guerrero. He's my mindset and mentor. And I remember when I first met him early on, he said, man, my goal is just to improve 1% each day. Just 1%. That's all he wanted to do, right? And to my knowledge, that's all that he still aims to do. Just 1%. That starts to add up, right? So today we're talking progress, and I want to really break this down and really share some things that I find extremely fascinating and fundamental when it comes to experiencing some progress in your life. All right. So today we are calling this one the keys to progress, how to do better today than you did yesterday. I told you I'm keeping it basic, fundamental. I don't want to get too creative and too over the top today. Let's just lay the groundwork. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 2 keys, all right? And 5 steps with a bonus. 2 keys, 5 steps with a bonus on how you, yes, you can start to do better today than you did yesterday. And the hope will be that you'll be a little better tomorrow than you were today. If that sounds good to you, let's go. All right. First things first. Quick reminder. The greatest form of self-development is self-discovery. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's my philosophy. That's what I teach here. That's what we do here. That's what we believe in here. Before you try to level up in life, let's level down. Let's learn what's already there. Listen, God has equipped you with some amazing gifts. He's blessed you with some amazing gifts, talents, treasure. He's invested so much within you that it's going to take you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lifetimes to even scratch the surface. So how dare we try to level up and we haven't even learned who, what, and why we are. So just a quick reminder, the more of us we can discover, the more of us we can develop. That's right. The more of us we can discover, the more of us we can develop. Greatest form of self-development truly is self-discovery. All right, guys. Question of the week. What great thing are you trading for a good thing? What great thing are you trading for a good thing? Because again, I want to use a larger context to demonstrate a very simple concept. Okay. Now, most people, they would be happy with going from bad to good. My day is bad. I want to have a good day tomorrow. My life is crappy. I want to have a good life. Most people, and we're going to get into this in just a moment, will settle for the minimum. They just want to get by. They just want to do well. They just want to be okay. And that's fine. If that's your goal, these things will still apply. But these are also going to be principles that you can utilize and a strategy that you can utilize if you want the greater things in life. If you want to go from good to great, you can use these principles. And if you simply want to go from what you might consider bad or so-so to good, yep, you can use these principles as well. They are universally applicable. But that's the question that I want you to ask yourself. What are the great things? Man, I really want to live this type of life. Man, I really want to live in this type of city, in this type of neighborhood. I really want to drive this type of car. I really want to, experience traveling to these countries, experiencing these activities. I really want to, have a family that looks like this. I really want to have a marriage that looks like this. I really want to have a relationship, get this, with myself that looks and feels like this. You name it, you frame it, you put it into your context. And this isn't, for the Christians out there, this isn't name it and claim it, and I really shouldn't even have to say that, right? But this isn't name it and claim it. I do want to be clear about that. This is about a quality of life that God has designed and created you not only for, but given you the ability to create. Okay, so let's be crystal clear on that. But what are those great things? The great things are those things that inherently are possible, but you keep shrinking back from. Great are those things where intrinsically, because you see other people doing it, you see other people getting it, right? Like we like to say, get in the bag. You see other people get in the bag and you just keep shrinking back. You keep talking yourself out of getting the bag. You just keep finding ways to hold on to the good and never really pursue the great. Well, I got a news flash for you. You're not going to be able to hold on to the good and hold on to the good and get the great. There's an exchange. Okay. And we're going to be talking about that, but there is an exchange. There's not no holding on to the good life, the status quo, the gray, the bland, the okay, the I'm just getting by. You ain't gonna be able to hold on to that and get the great. You're gonna have to give one of them up to get the other one because they don't coincide. Okay. And so check this out, guys. My man Jim Collins from the book Good to Great. All right. This is what he says. Greatness is not a function of circumstance. Greatness, it turns out, is largely a matter of conscious choice and discipline. That's right. You're going to have to choose great over good. You're going to have to discipline yourself, control yourself, right? For a period of time in a very specific manner in order to go from good to great. Now, again, the context is pretty big. Good to great. Most of us don't even dream about a great life. Most of us are just trying to settle for a good life. So in many of our eyes, we're considering where we are to be kind of crappy or to be whatever. I ain't really feeling this. And I would rather just have a good life. Okay. But the idea is when you want progress of any kind, if you want to move from where you are to where you want to be, if you want to experience any kind of progress, it's going to be a choice. You're going to choose to stay where you are, or you're going to choose to move forward. That's not your mama job. That's not your daddy job. That's not the counselor job. That's not the principal job. That's not your boss job. That's not them down the street job. That's not them over their job. The only job to move you forward, the only person that owns that process is you. You're the only one that's responsible for that. Ain't nobody responsible for your progress but you. Let's just get that out the way. It's going to be a conscious choice, and it's going to require discipline in a certain manner for a specific period of time. That's bottom line. You find me somebody who experiences progress and they don't choose it, and they're not disciplined in some manner for some period of time. Please email me. Go over to iAMthepossible.com. I need to know it. I need to know that person. We want to bring that person on the show. You please tell me who that person is. Okay. But the point is here is that greatness, that is, you could call it a destination. You could call it, a progression, a continuum, right? Some place that we reach, right? Whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental, many, many different contexts that you can put greatness in. Performing of a sport, performing of a duty, a job, whatever, right? But it is a place, whether symbolically or physically, it is a place. It is a status. It is a level that is to come. It is a level that maybe you're not at right now. Okay. And so it's going to require you to choose and to discipline yourself in order to get there. All right. Now, you guys know I don't like to cut this camera on without coming clean, without being transparent, right? Without being 100, without keeping it a buck. You feel me? Got to keep it a buck with my people out there. So I'm going to always tell you my story. All right. I'm going to always share with you something out of my own life. So number one, I maintain integrity. I don't like teaching you something because I learned it out of a book, or I learned it down the street, or I watched a YouTube video, or I saw a nice little post. Those may inspire me to create some content, but I'm going to live it first. I'm going to live it. I'm going to breathe it. I'm going to experience it, and then I'm going to share it. Now, in this context, all right, good morning, mayhem. All right, if you're watching on the tube, and you should be watching on the tube, go over to iAMthepossible. That's the YouTube handle if you want to watch the experience. But if you're just listening, that's cool too. Continue to listen. Good morning, mayhem is on the screen right now. Okay. Good morning, mayhem to me is the last, I would say, 4 to 5 weeks. For various reasons, which I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, or I'm not going to bore you with all the details. But the last couple of weeks, man, my morning routine has been off, completely off. And it has, in my opinion, it has prevented and stunted a lot of progress that I could have experienced. Now, again, I'm not going to obsess oh, I missed opportunities, or oh, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. No, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to, and I'm kind of jumping the gun as I always do because I get so excited. But through my evaluation, okay, and we'll be talking about that in just a moment. But through my evaluation, I can maturely say, okay, this is the mistakes I made, or these are the choices I made with my morning, and we're going to fix them. And I'm going to actually take you through that process so that you can apply it to your life as well. Okay. But my point is, the last couple of weeks, my mornings have been just mayhem. Mayhem meaning I've got about 4 hours every morning. Okay. About 4 hours between the hours of 4 and 8 o'clock, where I have the opportunity to work on my business, work on my goals, my dreams, my visions, building, right? Putting the bricks together, right? Laying another brick, right? Putting the pieces to the puzzle together. And that should be high productivity time, high focus time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has not been, okay? It has not been high productivity. It has not been high focus. It has been mayhem all over the place. Good morning, mayhem. And yeah, I've been squandering a gang of time. Can I say that? Can I be 100? Can I keep it a buck with you? Yep, your boy's been squandering his time. Now, when I say squandering, I want to keep this clear, and I'm going to be breaking this down in just a moment. It's not that I didn't do anything. It's not that I didn't make some progress. It's not that I didn't make what we would consider good use of my time, but that's kind of the point. I chose good over great. Yes. Last 4 or 5 weeks with my mornings, I've chosen good over great. And I'm going to show you what that context is. All right. Next slide. Here we go. Check it out, guys. Good is the enemy of great. Few people attain great lives, in large part, listen here, in large part, because it is just so easy to settle for a good life. It's easy. Settling for a good life is actually an easy thing to do. And so what do we want to do? What do our minds want to do? What do our bodies want to do? Woo! In this crazy world we're living in with so much going on, the news, the stress, the stressors, the COVID, the this, the that. Sometimes we just want the easy. Sometimes we just want the easy way out. We do. And we give ourselves reason, and we tell ourselves stories, and we just want the easy road. So guys, good is the enemy of great. It's going to fight off great. And yeah, you're never going to get to great if you just continue to indulge in the good. And I've been living this out because these last couple of weeks, it has been easy for me to shrink back into, this is good. I could do this. This is fun. I could do this. I am kind of making some progress. I am kind of doing something for the business. I am kind of doing something for the ministry. I'm kind of doing something to move forward. But see, in my heart and in my mind, I knew it wasn't great. It was good, but I hadn't confronted it. And I'm going to share with you now the steps of confronting that and what you need to do. If you are someone who can understand what I'm saying, you feeling what I'm saying, right? Because I want to tell you, I'm feeling you. I feel you. I feel you when you want to do great, but you keep doing good. You want to move forward, but you keep staying stuck. You're choosing to stay where you are. You kind of start off with fire, and then you kind of easily and quickly flame out. If that's your story, if that's been your experience, man, I feel you. I know that frustration. I get it. You see great, and it's like right there in like arm's length, like you could almost touch the great, but you don't. You just keep holding tight to that good. Well, if that's you, I feel you. All right, guys, here it is. These are my 2 keys to progress. First key, evaluate. Second key, calibrate. Guys, do you know how many people never evaluate what they want to accomplish? Do you know how many people never evaluate their lives? We just like get information from any old source. We say any old thing, think any old thing, do any old thing, and then have the nerve to get like mad at other people, mad at the government, mad at God, mad at their spouse, mad at their children, right? We get mad at the person at the red light. I mean, we mad at everybody else, but the one that matters, you and I. Have you evaluated? If you're someone who wants progress and you know that where you are isn't where you want to be, but you want to be somewhere different, you want to be somewhere better, you want to be somewhere good, or you want to be somewhere great, have you evaluated your situation? Like, have you sat down with pen and pad and really said, okay, let me take a day and record what I've done. Let me take a week and record what I've done. Let me take a month, a year. How many of you journal? How many of you record voice memos to yourself at the end of your day to say how how you've done, or did you check the things off that you wanted to do, that you needed to do to move forward? There's a million ways to evaluate yourself, but what I want to get across is to do it, to evaluate, to sit down, cut the phone off, the TV off, get away from your husband, get away from your wife, get away from your children, get away from your people, get away from folks, get away from the dog, the cat, the fish. I mean, I'm talking about isolation. I'm talking about solitude. You feel me? For a few minutes, man. 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, an hour a week, whatever it is. Carve out a moment of silence and get your pen and get your pad and begin to write down, this is what I want to accomplish. This is where I want to go. These are the things that I want to do. These are the best, most logical things I can do, steps I can take to get me there. And these are the things that I can do right now with what I have and with where I am. And then begin to assess yourself and evaluate, am I doing these things? And if not, why do I believe I'm not? What's in my way? What do I keep thinking? What do I keep doing? What are my habits? What am I, right? Just is just a whole bunch of thinking to yourself about you and questioning. And then beginning to take the proper steps, right? Whether it's listening to this podcast, whether it's reaching out to me for coaching, whether it's getting on YouTube and Googling some help, whether it's getting on Google and Googling some help, whether it's reaching out to a coach, a mentor, a pastor, a leader, a man, a woman that you respect. I don't know. Listen, it is infinite ways for you to begin to evaluate and to bring people into your process. Now, for me, the game changer for me was mentorship. I believe every man needs a mentor. If you are a man listening right now, you need a mentor. And it ain't got to be me. It can be anybody. It can be in person, virtual, whatever. But you need another voice, respectful voice, respectable voice, honorable voice, a voice of wisdom, a voice of discernment, a voice of someone who actually gives a darn about you and the best of you. Like they actually want the best for the best in you. They're not going to be your yes man. They're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're not going to stroke your ego. They're going to tell you the truth in love. They're going to be empathetic. They're going to listen, and they're going to share wisdom and principles and knowledge to help you to process through this evaluation. Now, I am available. Shameless plug, whatever. I'm available. I coach. Okay. I am here for you. iAMthepossible.com. Reach out to me. I can assist you. I can help you. We can work through these things. Okay. But the number one thing is learning to regularly evaluate. And then the second key, once you've done the evaluation, Calibrate. Evaluate, calibrate. Evaluation, calibration. Just like a car. You know when a car is clunky and it's driving all weird and it's like it's shaking and something's real off, it needs to be calibrated. It needs to be tuned up, tightened up. It needs to be expected, right? Inspected, right? It needs a good look over, and things need to be tightened up and oiled and put back into place. And we need to fix some things. So we need to calibrate. Okay. Now, the context in which we evaluate and the context in which we calibrate is within this statement here. What is most beneficial to my goal? Because you can evaluate and calibrate for a million different reasons. None of them are good. None of them are bad. They're just personal to you. But we are talking about moving forward. Goals are good for moving you forward because goals orientate you. Okay. They give your emotions, they give your mind, they give your heart reason. They trigger mental, they trigger emotional, they elicit, right? The internal mechanisms necessary to begin to, activate signals within you to say, yes, I'm where I want to be, or no, I'm off course. So it has to start with a goal. If you don't have a goal, right? Even the Bible says, those without a vision, they perish. Because if you don't have a goal, there's nothing to regulate your emotions. There's nothing that's going to tell your mind that you're off course. And there's nothing that's going to control you. There's no framework to control you. So you're just all over the place. Now, when you have a goal, when you have something that you're working toward, when something's on the line, you won't do as many dumb things. You won't fly off the handle as much. And get this, you will be more likely to conduct evaluations and calibrations because you're trying to get somewhere. Now, if I'm talking to you, right, my audience, I'm pretty sure you're already goal setters. You already have a vision. You already have a desire to go from here to there. So, I doubt that many of you are struggling with just the desire to move forward. But I wanted to explain the fact that goals are critical to regulating your emotional state and really triggering things within you that really assist and really help you to move forward. Because otherwise, what's your motivation, right? In the first place, like if there's no goal, there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to accomplish, then you will stay stuck and you won't experience much progress because there's no incentive, right? That all makes sense. Okay. So we're going to evaluate and then we're going to calibrate. The calibration is based upon the evaluation. So when you do the deep dive evaluation, then you know what you need to calibrate. You know what you need to tweak. You know where you need to give your focus and your attention. You know what you need to change. And again, within this podcast, I'm not able to go as deep and really break down all the different layers. Okay. But I just want to give you sort of a high level overview. I just want to bring some of these things to your awareness because again, like I said, many people, they're just not doing the basics. They're just not even evaluating, let alone calibrating. And they're stuck. And you're like, yo, man, why am I not making progress? These are the keys to your progress, right? Regular, consistent, healthy evaluations, and then making calibrations based on those evaluations. All right. Okay. Here's the context. All right. Here's what I want you to understand. And here's what I want you to do. If you want to move forward, you got 3 categories. Maybe you got more, but I got 3 for you right now. All right. You got bad, you got good, you got great. Bad is this thing, this activity, this routine, this habit, this thing that I'm engaged in. It ain't helping me at all. It ain't helping me at all. It's blocking my progress. Like it is not helping me to move forward whatsoever. Those are usually easy to identify. They're what we call time wasters, right? The endless scroll on social media, the bottomless pit, of our social media feeds. Sometimes it could be, I don't know, binging on Netflix. Like I ain't trying to ruffle your feathers, right? I ain't trying to get on your street. But I'm just throwing things out there where you just look up and like, hours have gone by and you're like, okay, what just happened? Where did my mind just go? What did I just consume? What did I just watch? Right? So you know what bad is. Next, good. Good things, activities are things, yeah, you can kind of reason to yourself. Okay, this kind of helps. This is kind of related to my goals. This is kind of related to my dreams. And I enjoy it, right? It's enjoyable, right? Okay. That's where that's for me, that's where I got trapped, right? These last couple of weeks in the morning. I was doing a whole bunch of good things where I could like tell myself this story, write this narrative. Yeah, well, messing with these, social media posts. And by the way, let me just totally be honest with you. My good was creating a lot of social media content. That ate up a lot of time. And kind of, going through emails and notes and kind of reviewing some things and just kind of looking back over things and just kind of processing old things and processing new things. And it was a lot of processing, a lot of emails, a lot of, again, messing with the social media. And, you look up and like 2 hours has gone, right? You got up at 4 and now it's like 6:30. And you're like, what did I just do? Now, for me, I threw in the gym. Okay. And that is like, I'm not going to let that go. That's just a part of my life, right? Going to the gym, that's just a part of my routine. But the point is that the other time was wasted messing with social, recording videos and uploading videos and just a bunch of content creation that really, it was good. It's good. It's related. And I reasoned in my mind, like, oh, if I create this content, I'm staying fresh with ideas and, I'm practicing speaking. And so I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It was good, but you know what you needed to do to be great. Because I got my 4 or 5 activities that really move the needle. Like I know if I do these 4 or 5 things, they're going to really move the needle. Okay. But that's not what I was doing. I was doing the good stuff and not the great stuff. And the great stuff is not always as enjoyable. It's not always. I guess there's a way to find and kind of make it enjoyable. And I'm working on that. But it's not always enjoyable, just to be honest. So I'm going to work on, and I know there's some strategies for me to utilize to make those great things more enjoyable. And I don't have to try to always find joy. My joy is working toward the thing that I know is going to really light my life on fire when I'm able to do that thing on a full-time, consistent basis. So, yeah. Now, great is moving me forward the most. Those are those things that absolutely move the needle. Those things that where when you do it, there's something within you that is triggered, that dopamine drops right in the brain. I mean, your hippocampus in your brain is like, yes, you are on course. I mean, all types of things are triggered, chemicals going off, all these bells in your head, like all of these feel good hormones are being released because you are on track. You are doing what you need to do. Now, again, the actual doing of the things are not always enjoyable, but like once you do them, it's almost like working out. The workout, the heart beating all hard, the sweating, you're out of breath, the physical pain, it's not always fun. But when you're done, you're like, yeah, I put that work in. Same as here. Okay. Same is true here. So you got bad, you got good, and you got great. All right. So I want you to assess, right? A part of that evaluation is listing the things that you're doing on a daily basis, right next to the goals that you've set for yourself. And you're listing out this activity. Okay, that's bad. This activity, that's good. This activity, that's great. And you want to give more time, overtime, to the things that are great. I'll say that one more time. You want to begin to simply give more time, overtime, to the things that are great. Because I don't want you to try to go from 0 to 60. and get burnt out and get more deflated and more discouraged than you were before you started. Baby steps, baby steps. All right, here we go. I told you I was going to give you 5 things and a bonus. Okay. These are the 5 steps that I want you to take if you want to make progress. Step number 1, make the progress bigger than you. Make it bigger than you. If it's all about you, it's very easy for you to shrink back. It's very easy for you to come up with a reason why, not today. I know I could go to the gym, but not today. I could do that, but not today. I could write that paper, but no, not today. I could register for that thing, but no, not today. Because it's about you. And we have this amazing ability within ourselves to tell ourselves stories that regulate our emotions. We are masterful at that. And that actually leads us into number 2. Be as honest as possible. This is not the time. This is not the time to tell yourself a story so that you can feel good temporarily, but sabotage yourself long term. Because that's what narratives do. None of us want to feel bad. None of us want to feel like crap. So we tell ourselves narratives and stories that help us to, I'm okay. It's okay. I'm doing fine. I'm making a little progress. Like it's those stories that keep you in the good, never getting to the great. They keep you stuck and never moving forward. So make it bigger than you, number 1. Make it about someone else. Make it about legacy. Make it about impact. Make it about God's kingdom. Make it about leaving something behind that future generations can benefit from. Make it a dream. Make it big. Make it bigger than just you. Because if it's just you, then you'll find a way to just talk yourself out of it. Because you'll just keep being okay. Secondly, again, in this process, be honest. When something's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. And if it's great, it's great. Call a spade a spade. Number 3, write what great looks like. Pen and pad, not your phone, not your laptop computer. Actually go to the store. Some of you will have to do this. Literally go to the store. Buy a notepad, buy a pen, buy a pencil, something to write with. There is amazing benefits to hand writing things out. Amazing benefits. Okay. I even shared it. I forget what episode I shared that on, but a few episodes ago, I shared about the benefits of writing things down. But in summary, you're going to create an internal and an external storage. It's going to be on paper so it can be physically stored and referred to quickly. You can reference it, but it's also going to make an imprint on your mind where your memory bank, right? Your memory, you're going to be able to recall it and remember it, right? Even more so. So in those times where you want to write the narrative, when you want to shrink back, you'll be able to pull those things back to the forefront and remember what it is that you really are after. Number 4, start with one thing. Again, baby steps, not 0 to 60, just baby steps. 0 to 5, then 5 to 10, then 10 to 15. But start with one thing, one change, one tweak. You've evaluated. Now it's time to calibrate. Start with one thing that you're going to change, one thing that you're going to tweak, one thing that you're going to adjust. For me, all right, let's say, for example, for me, this was a dope strategy for me. And, it's working for me. Okay. In the morning. So for the morning works much better for me as of late. I got my clothes where I know they are. Got my workout stuff where I know it is, right? I've decided the night before what I'm going to work on. I have a board behind me with these big stickers, these note notepad stickers where I've literally written out for the week, if you can mark these things off, you've done the great things. I placed on my refrigerator, I went out, I got like a $5 clipboard, which has like a magnet on it. And I just put it on the refrigerator. And I wrote something that inspired me, right? Prepare for what you pray for, right? Preparation is my priority. That's literally what I wrote on my refrigerator. These little things, they help me, right? These are the starting with one thing, right? As you advance, you can do other things, but start with things that you are going to change, little calibrations in your life. And then finally, this fifth one actually flows from number 4 for me. So earlier I told you the story of how I've been squandering my morning time because I'm extremely disciplined. So these past couple of weeks is just really been kind of weird and really kind of been off. But again, I needed that time. So one thing that I've done with social media is I've made it my reward. That's the 5th one. Reward yourself with the good. Remember, the good is the enjoyable things. The good are the things that you can reason and say, yeah, they're kind of contributing to the overall thing, but I really enjoy doing them. For me, I love creating content. I love creating videos. I love talking. I love teaching, preaching, sharing, educating, instructing, presenting, anything where I can communicate. I love it. And so I love creating, minute videos where I can create reels, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. They all got reels now. So I just love creating a 2-minute video and sharing that word of inspiration or that word of instruction. I really enjoy it. So what I've done is, just like how you eat your vegetables before you eat your dessert, I save that ability to create videos. I save it as my reward. Instead of eating up all my time, I say, you know what? If I keep giving into the good, I'm never going to get the great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this good and I'm going to make that the little carrot that I dangle in front of me, in front of myself. And the only way that I'm going to get that carrot is if I do all the things that are great. Then as a reward, I get to do the good because I've already done the great. Does that make sense? All right. Last one, guys. Boom. A bonus track. I told you. The bonus step is continue to learn you. That's right. Continue to learn you. Absolutely, guys. Continue to learn yourself. The greatest form of self-development is self-discovery. Before you level up, level down. Learn what you have. Learn what you are. Learn what God has given you. Learn how your mind works. Learn how your spirit works. Learn how your physical body works. Learn how your soul works. Learn all of the many facets and components that make up this amazing thing called you. Learn you. Learn why you do what you do, why you think the way you think. Learn how your emotions work, what they're for, how they're there to serve you, right? Learn all these different things, right? There are so much bad information out there. So much bad information. My eyes have been opened like I've never been. I mean, red pill, blue pill. Man, I am out the matrix, man. You're right. Okay, here. I'm coming out of the matrix and I'm further out than I've ever been. Okay. I'm not fully out, but it's man, it feels good to know, okay, right there, that's the matrix. And I'm a foot out. I still got to get my body and my arms and my legs. But there's a foot out the door. I'm on my way out the matrix because it's a lifelong process to not only learn yourself and to learn what doesn't work and all of these misconceptions and all of this bad information and all this categorical thinking and all of this dualism. And, it's like, wow, man, we've been trapped in something that just, It's amazing when your eyes are really opened to what you've been missing all this time and overlooking and bought into and didn't know any better, right? None of us knew any better. But when your eyes get opened, it's amazing. It's amazing. So continue to learn, you guys. There is so much to you to learn and to understand. And again, the more of you can discover, the more of you can develop. Guys, that is it. I hope and pray that you have received much from this. I hope and pray that you make great progress. I hope and pray that you begin to exchange your good for your great. I hope and pray that you would really, really begin to evaluate and calibrate. Again, guys, these are the principles of progress. These are the principles of progress. Whether it's small change, whether it's big change, if you want to see progress, if you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, it's going to be a choice. It's going to be discipline. It's going to be evaluation. It's going to be calibration. It's going to be you not doing the easy, but you doing the possible. Because not only do you matter, but your dreams, your goals, your visions, your ideas, they matter as well. And get this, because now I don't do just win-wins. I do win-win-wins. You're going to benefit as you move forward. The people in your life are going to move forward and they're going to benefit. But God's kingdom is going to be glorified. And he's going to find pleasure in your progress. How amazing is that? You win, others win, God wins. Come on, guys. That should be enough to get you excited and get you ready to begin to evaluate and calibrate so that you can move forward. All right, guys, time to wrap it up. As always, love you guys, praying for you guys, believing in you guys. Until next time, this is Travail C.W. Lynch. This is the I Am the Possible podcast experience, the place where possibilities, they become perspective. Any comments, questions, concerns, hit me up, man. Travail at iamthepossible.com. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.